I'm not saying that sometimes it doesn't pay off, but a lot of times with struggle love, you end up struggling a lot, and then they may not ever come to the knowledge, man. They may not ever break out of that struggle cycle.
You're literally a top real estate investor. When you invest in something, you're not guaranteed a return, but you are guaranteed, right? An investment that may return, right?
So
and you do it all the time. You don't say I'm not buying this house.
Opportunity.
You don't say I'm not buying this house because I might lose my money. You invest in something and you hope that it comes out. And we used to do that with each other. Black men used to invest in their struggling wife and vice versa. And we used to come up as a community. But black women got over the top. And they should come back and invest in some of these young brothers who don't have as much as me or other guys.
They might not have a mindset.
This is what I'm saying.
You don't know. You don't know.
You do. Yes,
There's guys who don't.
You do.
You'll make that decision without even knowing whether they will do it.
You see, are you telling me that pathological trajectory means nothing anymore?
No. You know that.
Thank you.
The rules of dating have not changed, and the rules of attraction have not changed, right? And so, the same way you know when you first meet somebody, right, whether or not they would be compatible, are the same things now. The problem what's happening now is women aren't intending to make an investment, so they're just taking guys for rides. They're just playing with them so they can throw them away, right?
Right.
Like, I've yet to meet a situation where the girl is either like been in a relationship with a guy and he dogged her out or got her pregnant and left, where the rest of the people who saw the relationship, their moms or dads, their cousins, uncles, aunts, were like shocked by it. Like they're like, oh my God, I never knew Montel was gonna do that. Everyone says, that was Monty. You know Montel? You know
Monty been like that.
Monty been like that. Everybody knew it, right?
So
but the guys like me, right? I'm corny. I'm a square. You know, I'm a square. Until I get to 55, right?
Right.
Until I get to 55,
right?
And I own a building and a restaurant and I drive a Maserati, right?
Right.
Now 20-year-olds are running up.
Right.
Otherwise I would have been corny for that, right?
Right.
They're gonna go get knocked up by the bum and then be shocked by it, right?
Yeah.
And then leave all of these good guys out on the thing. We shouldn't have 75% of the female black population who's single. They're choosing to be that way because they're ignoring all the things that are good for them, and they're not taking. Right. And they're waiting for Michael Jordan to like.
What makes you think that they're okay? First of all, women that were raised in a certain way, we are not choosing. First of all, that's the first thing. Correct. Especially if you grew up in the church, you don't choose the man. The men should choose you, and you make this decision whether or not you want to be with them. So that's another thing. We're not aggressive that way and go say, okay, Henry's my guy. That's gonna be my boy. I'm gonna be on him. Like we don't make those kinds of decisions as a rule. Now some people do, but as a rule, especially black women in the community, we wait for the man, to be the women and gentlemen. Huh?
That's negative, though.
But it's still true.
I know, but we should identify the truth and think about what we should change.
This is the thing. It is completely different for a man to choose a woman or choose women and experience rejection,
right?
As opposed to, I see him. I think I kind of want to talk to him. I think we might be able to make something together, but he's not choosing me.
Yeah, which is ridiculous because almost every other race of women does that. They go after what they want. It's negative.
But this is the thing.
It's a sign of our oppression.
Not only do they go after it, but they put themselves in the way of what they want.
We can always do that, but no,
that's a whole nother story.
No, this is what I'm saying. You can even go after him, but he may not see it the way you see it. So he's selecting someone else.
Some girls, if a girl comes up to me and I don't like her, I'm not going to go with it.
Exactly.
But that's what the chances take. You don't see every other race going, oh my God, I got rejected, so I'm never going to do it again. Mm-hmm. They just keep doing it until they get the one. Mm-hmm. They invented stuff like speed dating and the whole app thing where they're literally selecting you from an app to hook up. That all came out of that culture. We didn't do that stuff. They sat down, they sidle up to you at the bar. I've never had a black woman do that. respect. Even though I'm not flirting, it's never greeted the same way. I'm just a friendly guy, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're just not used to ever, if you're used to being, and we come out of a really deeply religious community. Yep. So if you're taught from the time that it's kind of slutty for women to go after guys, and if you're taught that it's your place in the world was to be this person who sits around waiting to send you your Boaz. If that's what you are taught, then you're just sitting there subject to somebody else selecting you, right?
True. Exactly.
And sometimes women just don't want to wait that long. They want love and companionship and the synergy of a relationship. Correct. And so who are the ones likely to come up? It's not the squares like me. I just happen to be outgoing, but the guys who are going to come up and be all, they're not going to be the ones for you. And if you tell them you're going to try him and just do on.
How are you going to know that? How are you going to know they're single?
You're going to apply the same principles your mom taught you. He's going to be who he is.
I see.
He's not going to be he's not fooling you. You're a woman. You got way more intuition than guys. I could get fooled, but I don't believe any woman says, "Oh, I thought he was different." Bull crap. I think you wanted to take him for a ride and things didn't work out or whatever, right? Yeah. But I think if you sat down and applied all the principles you taught to each guy, and women actually went after what they wanted, you'll get some rejection. You may get lots of rejection.
Right.
But we men, all we do is spit game at women. The average guy gets rejected like 100 times.
An hour.
County game. I'm fragile.
It is not fragile. Everything on a woman is made to do what? Everything on a woman is made to do what? Receive, not reject.
Right.
Not reject.
Everything.
These are platitudes. Get in the game. Black women are known for their strength. No mercy. Black women are known for their strength. And they're strong in every other area.
Yes.
But there's a delicate nature when it comes to men.
No. When you're ready, we're broke ass niggas. We're bitch ass. We're all kinds of different kinds of niggas. When you're ready, right?
You said
when you're ready.
Too easily.
Right.
Go.
Whenever you're ready, that's what we are. You got no problems expressing yourself
at all
with them, right?
Right.
You'll be there at the office party with Bob, with a different kind of energy. But for us, you're not going to do that. But if you're sitting in your church, in the church pew singing hymns, waiting for the men to come things, and you don't want to take any chances because the world has taught you that you're just this waif to be sat there, then that's what you get, right? Mm-hmm. You're gonna lose out to the Asian chicks who'll date outside of the race the most. White chicks will come up and approach you. You're gonna leave the East Indians. You name the other race, and they'll come up and approach and go for what they want. And this is not a pejorative because some black women do go after the one. I'm talking about in generalities. You gotta go after what you want. That's it. I understand you gotta be very careful. I told you earlier on my rules. You gotta be flawless if you're gonna date outside of your race. But we're not gonna meet you on the black women level now. They're 10 times ahead of us, right?
Right.
We're built to build. If we're with us, we work hard. We still work hard.
Exactly.
We still support. We still nurture. Look at the stories. When's the last time you see a story? Black man beats baby to death. You see it once in a while, right? Once in a while, but we're shocked by it. We're like, oh my God, this is crazy. We don't do that. We raise our kids and whatnot. You could say the kids, we're living in the ghetto in the most worst impoverished areas, and yet our kids are still eating and going to school. That was our mom and dad did that.
I have seen a whole lot of black men crying because they couldn't see their children.
Couldn't see their kids, right? Who fed us? We didn't grow up. We grew up with the descendants of slaves, and we still ate and did and took care of ourselves. Mm-hmm. And now all of a sudden we're not good enough for black women.
Oh my God!
I think that's ridiculous.
It's stupid.
I think black women should get over that. They should understand that they're getting over it, not because they love black women intrinsically. There's a society set up to bring in. They let the ones in because they're smart and they're useful and they're not gonna stab them.
Yeah.
They're not gonna beat you up. They're not gonna beat you up in the lunchroom. I will if I'm the CEO and you're trying to tell me what to do. They're just gonna giggle with Bob and then come home and call you a broke ass. So That's been my experience.
I can't with you.
That's been my experience. And anybody who wants to challenge me, right? You got to say, look, I'm a female, I'm single, and find out and ask yourself if you're single. Why are you single if you're such a catch?
Oh, my baby.
Like, why are you single? Why are you single?
Why am I
you
single?
shouldn't be single statistically. If you were a man, if you were a black man, women out the door. If you were a black man, women out the
So
door.
I have a guy. I have a guy, and I'm learning him.
See? Go ahead. I'm gonna let you prove my point right here. Go ahead.
I have a guy, and I'm learning him. He actually has your profile a little bit. He's so funny, but he's a scientist.
See? Scientist. What's his degree?
It's in research science, I think.
Research. So he has a degree from where?
University, I think Michigan. University of Michigan.
Masters.
He has master's level.
So now, guys, you got to have a master's level. That's it. How is an oppressed community? Is he black? Black guy, right?
He is black.
So
yes.
you got to be a black guy with a master's. Get in with a girl of her level.
Right.
Black dude with a master's. That's where she's.
What?
So she's starting in that. She's learning. Because she's learning the black dude with a master's. Right?
He might be working.
He might make the cut. He just might make the cut.
What is the problem?
Masters.
Right.
What is
No.
the problem?
I'm not saying you should accept less or more. I'm just saying this is where we're at. Black people, stop saying you're oppressed, right? Stop saying you're oppressed if you don't believe it. If we are truly oppressed people, how are we gonna have a master? You know? Where's the masters coming from? That means you're talking about 98% of our population not gonna have a master's.
Right.
And so you never get to learn me because I work every day digging ditches, but even though I pay my mortgage and I would take care of the kids and be a good husband, I never get passed because I don't have a master's. If I knew the game was gonna be like this, man, maybe I'd just shoot. Man, if this is the game, that's why a lot of the guys who are like that are just not getting married or not entering because they could date whoever they want. If I had a master's in science and some chick was just learning me, I'd be learning a bunch of chicks too. But all I'm saying is I feel sorry for the majority of people, right?
Yeah.
The
I just want
majority
to
of
make
black
sure he's
men,
not
they're
an
not
axe
gonna have
murderer too.
You think he's an axe murderer?
I just want to make sure. We live in daytime where you really can't tell. Dating is ghetto right now. Like it's the swamp. Yeah. You've been married for 20 years.
Right.
Come out and see what happens.
Right? You know the problem with that, right? Is because you've had relations with this guy, right?
No.
You haven't?
No, I have not.
Why is that shocking?
Well, because she said she's learning it. Like so here's the list so far, Bishop. A guy who's got a master's is black.
Yeah.
Otherwise fully qualified because he might be an axe murderer.
Right.
And during the learning process,
There's that part.
she's not gonna have sex with him.
Right.
Right?
Well, if
this is the gauntlet as a black man you got to go through, right? So let's just say that I could meet your master's requirement, right? And your axe murder requirement, I'm pretty sure most black men can meet, right? So now we got to sit there through the learning process and not have sex. Oh, I'm shocked. Why are 75% of our women? If that's the criteria, I could never meet that. I'm glad I'm married now. I could never do that. If I was dating you right now, no way I'm going to stay there not having sex with you. Sorry. Not gonna happen in our society. You can think, hope, dream, not gonna happen.
So what do you think? My relationship is philosophical?
Yes. I'm Henry Service. I am a lawyer, owner of the Lincoln Building.
Cool.
She thinks she's the only one who peeped out the master.
I am Catrice Johnson from the great state of Florida, Panama City Beach, Florida, the Hungry Agent.